So the last time anyone criticized me on um I don't know, the content that I was trying to create as an artist, it was in college. I was taking my sec was it my second? Yeah, no, it was my first painting class. I only took one painting class, but it's because I had taken the same professor a few times, as like because she obviously taught different art classes. So I took her for life drawing classes and also for my oil painting class, um, and color theory. Was it color theory? No, it was design and composition classes. Anyway, so I had taken a whole bunch of her classes, but I took her for painting, and we were having personal discussions about what we were gonna use, what we were gonna make our finals about. And I told her my idea, I presented it, whatever, and I wanted to make paintings about um I wanted to make paintings about all the different people I was interacting with at work. Just kind of like still shots of these individuals, because for me it was a huge deal. Like I had always wanted to experience things like that, where I interact with tons of different people, but I had never really been able to. I was very um protected in my childhood. So once I got a job, I started working at this Panera. Well, that wasn't the first job I got, but I started working at this Panera Bread. And I don't know why it got so busy. It's like at the Starbucks I work now too, it's like crazy busy. I always work at really busy places. I don't know. Oh my god. So yeah, it was super super busy, and I saw so many different kinds of people, like so many faces, and I love drawing faces. I love staring at people, and that's why I love drawing faces, cuz I like to look at people's expressions and analyze them, and and see like their eye shape and their nose shapes and how it's proportioned together with their mouth and whatever. But I also just like watching them talk and get animated or be angry or just try to show no emotion or something, right? So I've always people watched. And but then when I told her my idea, she didn't like it. She literally said, "Why do you have to be so basic?" And I don't know, I mean, I felt at that moment I was like, what? Like, I'm passionate about this. But um I mean, after a while I was able to understand what she was talking about, but at that moment I didn't get defensive. I didn't start arguing with her. I just was confused. And then I figured that she wanted me to look further into myself and make it more personal. Um, and I mean, as an artist, I guess, that's what it is about. You have to share your personal experiences. And even though that first one was personal for me, it wasn't personal enough. I wasn't actually telling my story. So then I decided to make paintings about my dreams and my imagination, which is something that I feel like is very wild, but it it's not something that I can just say, "Oh yeah, well my imagination is like this because of me," and I no, it's like a collaborative effort, right? Me and my sister, like we always imagine different things. So I made paintings about a painting about that, and then I also made a painting that was very very emotional for me. Um, so I mostly made it on my own personal experiences. Um, I made three very large paintings, and I want to show you the one that I'm talking about. But now I have to set up my phone, and I just got out of bed. So let's see. I want to put it right here so I can show it to you guys. And um, I'm not a very organized person, but I know where everything is most of the time, unless I use it every day. Okay, that looks clean enough. Maybe if I set it up here, it gives you enough view. It looks like it. Alright. This is my bunk bed. I'm gonna sell it. If you see this and you live in South Florida and you want a bunk bed, just message me. Let's see if I can find this easy. I think it's in here. I do have to move all this stuff around so it works. Don't mind me for a second. I guess I can set it up so you guys can see that what I'm looking at in here. I'm trying to have it in this corner, so I'm trying to get in there too. There's lots of stuff. There's a bunch of canvases that I haven't used. This is a drawing of me as a Sith. These are no, what is this? Looks like there's red on it. I got 100 on it. Oh, this is a portrait of me crouching, kind of looking like L from Death Note. I guess that would be interesting to show, right? I mean, I put a paper in the way because it has a bunch of charcoal. It's a lot to take out. I'll try to find a digital photo and show it. But yeah, it's in here. I definitely look like L from Death Note. Let's see. I gotta take this whole thing out. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys right here again. Okay, this is full of unused canvases and used ones. So, okay, that's it. How do I know it's it? Because it has blue right here, and I used blue a lot, especially in this one. Okay, time to put this back. So this year is the year I'm gonna use all that canvas, guys. Like, I have to. How do I hang this up? I have clamps, but they're somewhere around here. Wait, where's my drawing board? They're on my drawing board. Is it here? Wait. Sorry, everything's hell's my drawing board? Yeah, so the main reason why I don't make videos is because of this. Because then I start thinking, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. Oh, where is it? Oh man, I gotta look for it now. Gotta move all this stuff around. Blah. But you know what? We're just doing it. I think it's like part of the process, right? Like as an artist, you can't be organized. Like you try to get organized and then you can't draw shit. So you gotta stay disorganized, and that's just the sad reality. And I know that my family probably hates me for it, but at least it's like strictly in my room. Oh shit! I just remembered I had a dream last night about yo hair about like all of a sudden all my kids' stuff is in the living room. Like all my kids' things are everywhere. My kids right now are staying with their dad for 6 months, which is crazy. It's the first time they're ever far away from me for that long. When we started co-parenting, we did half a week and half a week, but it was like, 3 and 4, and then 4 and 3, so that it's always even. And that was really hard for me when I first started. Like, I don't think I'm still fully over or like okay with how that system was working. But now they're gone for 6 straight months, and I had them for 2 months, which is not even at all. I wish I could have them all the time, every day, all day. So the 2 months I had them for were great. But yeah, anyway, side rant. Trying to find these clamps. So I see like my little, oh here it is. It was behind this painting. Here's my large drawing board. I have two. I have a large one and a small one. So here's the large one, and taking my clamps off of it. And then I'm gonna use them to clamp this up here. Let's see. Guys, I haven't seen this painting. I don't even know how many years it's been, but like, so I was what, 21 when I drew it, when I painted it, right? Was I? Yeah, maybe 20, 21. No, I was, what? Yeah, I was 20. 20? Yeah, no, 21. I don't know, somewhere around there. Definitely not 22, but definitely not 19. And then I rolled it up. I mean, I had it like that, and then I had to take it down from its frame, and from its, I mean, I don't know how to call, from the stretcher frame, and then I rolled it up, and then since then it's been rolled up. I think I've opened it once in between, but I don't know. It's probably been like over 10 years. No, yeah, maybe. Anyway, here we go. Can I clamp it 3 ways? Oh yeah, that works. I don't want you guys to get super excited because this is not done. Okay, so this is a painting. I turned it in like this, unfinished, and my professor loved it. Yeah, so This is a painting of the first time I saw my parents fighting when I was 5 years old. Mm, so then after that, my parents, I noticed that they would fight all the time. They fought almost every day. And after we moved here, it was a little better for a little while, but then every time the family was together, like every weekend, every Sunday, my dad worked a lot all the time. So most of the time, the only day he was home was on Sunday, and it was just just nonstop fighting. Please don't mind my mess. But yeah, so this is the first time I saw them, and I don't know what was going on that day, but we were still in Colombia, and my whole family was there, like my aunt and my, obviously we were still in Colombia because I was 5. My uncles were there. I don't know if my aunt was there, but my grandma was there, my uncle was there, and a whole bunch of other family was there. I don't know who, but my sister and I were the only kids, I think. And I noticed my parents were missing from the group. I was wearing this really fancy red dress, it and like these white tights and black shoes that have like a strap on top, like one single strap. And the dress had these like sailor collar on it, like the girl sailors, like like Japanese style kind of, but it was all red. So it had that, and it had like little lace at the end and little lace at the end of the skirt, and the sleeve was like really poofy with like a frill. Yeah, it was super cute. I don't I didn't want to wear it, but whatever. So then I noticed they were missing, and I'm looking for them, and my aunt was definitely there, and my uncle, and they're like, oh, don't worry about it, they'll be right back. And I'm like, where are they? So I started looking more, and then my parents, we lived in this very giant house in Colombia, and the first floor was my dad's workshop. He's a carpenter, and the second floor was the house. So I decided to go downstairs. It was a night, so downstairs was very dark. And as I got closer to the area they were at, I started hearing them. So that pushed me to keep walking, even though I was terrified of ghosts, obviously. And and then I get to this space, which was our, we used to live down here before he turned it into a workshop. So this was our old um, um, dining room, and it has like a giant window on one side, and that over there is the main entrance for the house back then. My grandma used to use that space as a store. It was a convenience store, I guess. She would sell all sorts of different things in there, um, like food and book supplies and school supplies and pens and random things. So my dad like grew up in that. This was my dad's old house, and so that's why I put that table there, because I remember having the table there. But then when I found my parents, it was more like a workshop. It had more carpentry things and wood everywhere and dust everywhere. But I mean, I was just like starting painting, so I didn't want to include so many details. I just wanted to kind of like create the space and show how dark it was, but the light was coming in from the window, so that's why this wall and that one are so much brighter. But obviously, this is just the skeleton, and this is the entrance from where I came from. So the entrances are here, but that door is the door to my old room. So my old room was inside that little space. And that little blob right here, that's me as a baby. Then my mom is there. My dad, I saw that when I first walked in, I saw them talking to each other. So then the painting is like from somebody else's perspective that's inside this space that was like their old room, like in this area was where they used to sleep at. And they're watching me walk in, and then my parents notice, and my mom, they're fighting, right? They're screaming at each other, and my mom's crying. and my dad sees me, and he immediately goes to pick me up, right? So that's him moving. This is him moving to go get me. And then I'm like, why are you guys fighting? I asked, like, what's going on? Why are you fighting? And my dad said, my mom says, oh, it's because your dad always says he's gonna do these things and then he doesn't do them, and blah blah blah. And my dad starts crying, and he picks me up and he turns around like this and he's holding me, but I could face my mom. I'm like, Dad, you're gonna start doing what you say you're gonna do, right? Like, you don't want to make my mom sad. And he's like, no, of course I don't. He's crying. And I was like, it's okay. And then I look at my mom, and my mom's like, he's not gonna do anything. Like, she doesn't say it, but her face is like, yeah, right. And I'm like, yeah, he is. And then she's like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, he is. And then I just hug my dad. Obviously, I'm like, why is she being so mean? But we didn't know my dad has like really bad ADHD. I'm not trying to like justify him or like they're arguing or anything, but poor dude. He's like, oh my god, my daughter's here, like, what the fuck, I feel terrible now. And yeah, he also cheated on my mom a bunch of times, so that's why I drew my mom like that. She's just like so done with everything. When she saw the painting, she's like, why do I look like I'm the bad guy? I mean, I don't think she just looks upset. She just looks like, no, which is exactly the feeling she was showing to me when I was a baby and I looked at her. So I guess this painting is about my mom. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna finish it. But my professor was like, wow, this is so great. And she was just like, I'm so sad you didn't finish it, but she couldn't stop looking at it. There's another painting I made during that time, and she was just hugging it the whole time. But it's a smaller piece, and she was staring at this. But yeah, I don't know, man. And oil is so hard. So oil is just like such a tedious thing to use. I mean, it took me a while to get into acrylic. So I'll show you guys another thing I'm working on. This is recent. I started this maybe 2 months ago. But it's also unfinished. So okay, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and go outside.